Hey, yippee!
Hello, everyone.
Are we live?
We are live.
Yeah.
You guys, we're so very, very excited today because we're going to be in the kitchen. Well, we're not, but our guest
Wait,
is.
I have to do something first.
Ah, yes. Welcome. One of these days. Probably after our hiatus, when we've gotten some rest, we'll remember to say the name of the show at the beginning. I started talking like, hey.
Okay, welcome to another episode of Sunday Bites and Tidbits. I'm Chef Babette.
I'm Terrah Bennett-Smith.
And today we have an amazing chef on our show. We're so very happy to have Chef AJ. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to have her on the show.
And guess what? Recipes today. She's going to take us in her kitchen and make some. So get your pens and papers handy. Pens and papers, right? Or
pens and papers. Papers and pens.
Well, pencils. Get something to write with. What you want from me? Or get, this will be on Facebook. You can get it later. And make sure you take down some recipes. And remember, we're going on hiatus on November 15th, and that's our last show. And on that day, we're going to do Thanksgiving in the kitchen with us.
Yeah, Thanksgiving prep.
Thanksgiving prep, and we're going to make some dishes, and you guys can cook along with us. And our guests are starting to come in. Hey, Elizabeth.
Hey, everybody.
Hey,
Zena.
I'm sorry.
She don't know if that's right or not. I said Zena. She don't really know if that's right or not.
Well, yes, I don't. Zena Jackson. Hi, everybody. Xenia.
You just keep saying what I say.
What she said. Okay, well, put it in there phonetically so that we'll know how to say it, because we don't like messing up your name. But people are they're logging in already.
That's
this is
great.
Exciting. So guys, why don't you introduce our guest?
Okay, look, I had the pleasure of meeting Chef AJ several years ago. The first time I met her, I think she came into my restaurant with a group, her husband and a group of other people, and they came in, we sat down, they ate with us, and then she had a big event, and she invited me to be a part of the event. It was like one of my very first events to do. And she challenged me. I was talking about, I can still do so-and-so many push-ups. And she's out in the audience like, do them. I was like, what if I can't get through?
Do it. Go ahead. Do it.
And so, for sure enough, that it was an amazing event. I met Chef AJ, and we've been friends ever since. And when I asked her to be a part of Sunday Bites and Tidbits, and she said yes, I was so excited because I knew you guys were going to be in love. If you don't know Chef AJ, you are about to meet her, and you're going to be so happy you did. So,
1 second before we start, we just want to acknowledge all of our guests. Thank you guys for coming on. Some of our regulars, we see Tom is here. Tom.
Oh, hey, Tom.
Hey, Tom.
Am I on the right side?
We're on the right side today. Janelle is on. You know what? We're on a different computer system, so the words are really far away now, so I'm squinting.
You want your glasses on?
No, I'm not putting them on today.
Okay.
But anyway, we want to thank you all as usual for joining in.
But wait just a second before you introduce. Keep talking. I gotta run over here.
She ran away from me.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, so as I was saying, so on the 15th, guys, we're gonna make sure that you guys tune back in and bring all of your take notes from today on, because we're gonna do cooking in the kitchen, and it's gonna be so much fun because you will be able to have some alternatives for Thanksgiving dinner. Yes, it is Thanksgiving dinner. And we have some great guests coming up. But today I'm so excited, and I'm going to be suffering because she's actually cooking.
And we can't
eat it. And that is not going to be fun for me because my tummy is growling. And you might hear it. Jennifer, thank you for Sunday Bites and Tidbits from Houston. My name is Jennifer, and I'm a vegan cook. And your show is wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you,
Jennifer. And I guess, Jen, and guys, look. Inbox us if you're looking to possibly join us. Maybe we can have you on as a guest in our next season, right? Because we always like to have everybody, just our regular folks.
And our new thing we're going to be doing, our tidbit person.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's right.
Yes.
So one of the other things we're going to do is have tidbits from just our guests. So if you have anything that you've discovered that you love to do, that's a recipe or a dish, and you just want to come on, we're going to have you on at maybe 15 minutes, kind of like what Tiana used to do. But we're going to have different people on every week.
I think that'll be fun.
That's
it keeps everybody a part of the show.
Yeah,
and as long as it's vegan inspired or something that's going to...
Well, you have to be a vegan.
Yeah.
Or transition, and you don't have to be a vegan for long. We don't want vegan just to be on the show, and then when you get off the show, then you're not a vegan again.
No. There ain't no vegan.
Just kind of using veganism. We don't want that. But anyway, so let's...
without further ado.
Hey,
Judy Van Scales.
Hey,
love
Judy
you, Mama.
and Tina.
Okay. Let's
and Matisa. And okay.
All right.
You go ahead.
All right. So, without any further delays, I am so honored to introduce my friend and Chef AJ.
Hello. Hi there.
Good.
Thank you so much.
How
Thank you so much for having me. I'm great. How are you guys?
We are great.
You guys are gorgeous, by the way. Just
thank you. We're just reflections of you, baby.
That's
right.
Thank
you. And you know, Babette, now that I think of it, the older you get, the more push-ups you're just going to have to do because that's the problem.
I really did try that, sweetheart. There was a time when I was up to like 60 push-ups, but this number keeps increasing. Now I'm up to almost 70.
But you only have to do one more a year.
That's true.
It's not like a lot.
It's a lot.
It's only a lot when you haven't been keeping up with them. So
no, it's a lot, period. That's a big number.
I don't do push-ups. I never liked them. So
I can't even do one push-up. So you
stand on your head and stuff like that.
That's true. And I can do splits. There's some things I can do.
Great. We're going to plug this in so we can hear you better because something in your little system is got you a little staticky. Okay, talk.
Yeah. All right. What you want to do? You want to just go ahead and
tell us. Let's start with your journey. Like
sure, of course. So yeah, absolutely. So September 1st of this year, it was my 43rd vegan anniversary. I was vegan for 43 years, which is awesome. However, but for the first 26 years, I was a junk food vegan. I was obese. Actually, I was obese up until about 8 years ago. And I actually had the beginning of colon cancer because I did not eat anything healthy until I was 43. I literally ate no fruits and vegetables, a little bit of broccoli.
So what were you eating?
I was eating sugar, basically. I was drinking most of my calories. I would have a Coke Slurpee for breakfast every day, 8 ounces of vanilla syrup, 8 pumps of vanilla syrup, a 27? I don't even remember the size of the Slurpee.
Wait a minute. Did you say a Coke Slurpee?
Coke Slurpee. That was my breakfast until I was 43 years old and diagnosed with pre-cancerous polyps. Coke Slurpee was my breakfast because I would have drank coffee, but I had an ulcer and coffee just was killing me. So the Coke Slurpee, I still could get the caffeine and the sugar without burning my, intestinal life.
Cokes had Slurpees.
Yeah, well, 7-Eleven. That's
7-Eleven. I've never drank Coke, so it's not been
I haven't had one since July 6, 2003, but they were pretty good from what I remember. But but then I would have more caffeine and sugar throughout the day because I was a Dr. Pepper addict too, not diet, regular Dr. Pepper. And they came at that time in the early 2000s. The largest size you could get was a 48-ounce Big Gulp. Now I think you can get like a 256-ounce soda. So I would drink that. So basically, most of my calories throughout the day would just be that, and then I would eat a lot of dessert, vegan dessert, but candies, cakes, cookies, pies. I basically ate just nothing. I ate nothing that resembled food, and so of course, when you don't eat fiber, you're gonna have problems. And so I barely pooped, to be not to be crude, but that's
real.
Yeah, and so that's how one day, January 1st, 2003, I woke up bleeding, and it turned out I had these, what they call edematous polyps. My sigmoid colon was riddled with them, and they're the kind of polyps that always turn into cancer if they're not removed, but they couldn't remove them because my colon they said, you have a dirty colon, even with the prep, and they wanted me to have regular surgery. And that's when I got into raw food because I went to the Optimum Health Institute on July 6, 2003. And that's where I learned that food has the power to heal. And also it's also what's the reason that most people have these lifestyle diseases.
Can I ask you a question? So what made you become vegan and why, you know what I'm saying? Because when most people become vegan, it's because of, they've learned something about it or their health, they have health issues because you actually became a real vegan or healthier vegan later. But
Yeah, what made you
become vegan and then end
vegan?
up with the junk food?
Yeah, it was animals first, health second, environment third. It's funny because I interviewed Genesis Butler today on my show, and she, you know, I so admire her because she did it when she was 6. So I never wanted to eat animals. We grew up kosher, Orthodox Jewish kosher, and we didn't eat. There was a lot of animals we didn't eat. We didn't eat anything from a pig. We didn't eat certain parts of the cow. We didn't eat shellfish. So I didn't eat very many animals anyway, and I could never eat fish because it just smelled bad and it looked bad. But my mom, you know, I'm 60. So in 1960, we didn't have Neil Barnard telling us, hey, you don't need animals to have protein. And so she was worried. So I didn't eat anything that had a bone or a face. But like, for example, if she were to make a soup and it had chicken stock or something that didn't look like it, I would eat it because she just wouldn't let me be vegetarian. But the day that I left home for the University of Pennsylvania, September 1st, 1977, that was it. No more animals.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And then you just ate everything else.
I ate potato chips. I ate crap. I mean, I was an imperfect vegan at the beginning because I was in the dining hall. And so, you know, I might have had a piece of bread. I wasn't strict like now. Like if something had non-fat milk solids, I wasn't, you know, it wasn't like that in 1977 where I was diligent. So I might have had a cupcake that had an egg in it, but I wasn't perfect in 1977. But as far as I know, I haven't eaten any animal products knowingly, you know, or on purpose since then.
Well, I have to share this with you right quick. Tom said those Slurpee cups are so big now people bathe in them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they have to go to they're so big that they have to go to the chiropractor because they hurt their back carrying it out of the store.
Yeah.
Wow. Because, you know, now we talk a little bit about, and then we're going to get into what you're making, but we talk a bit about, you know, vegan junk food. And I don't want to call it junk food, but vegan food now that's, you know, with all the fried and
oh my God,
people, you know, attempting to imitate things that, you know, is comfort foods that we know that, and I'm not opposed to having something that looks like a piece of fried chicken because every now and then you want the mushrooms, but when you do that on a daily basis,
you're jumping right back into deep fried, oily, greasy food. Period.
You know, this is why a lot of ethical vegans don't like me, even though I'm an ethical vegan, because I'm a stand for human health as well as animal health. And most people can't have that junk food occasionally. There are people that can have a foot in both worlds and eat really healthy and go to a veg fest and have a cupcake. But for most people, whether they're vegan or not, those pleasure trap foods full of sugar, fat, and salt are addictive, and they can't moderate the use of them. They didn't have these foods when I went vegan. We didn't even have plant milk back then.
Nothing.
And yet I still managed to be a junk food vegan. So it's a different world we live in. And I see the value for the animals to not have to, but you know, I've never had Beyond whatever that is impossible. Right. I mean, because even people I really admire, like Dr. Barnard said, this is not healthy food. So my worry is that I have known so many vegans that have died from diabetes, from cancer. And so being vegan does not guarantee your health.
No,
if you're eating junk, you know?
No, it doesn't.
But that junk, and so this is the thing. That's what the processed food industry does. It doesn't matter if it's vegan junk food or non-vegan junk food. It's the same pathway of this hyper palatable combination of sugar, fat, and salt. When you put it all together, you create this bliss point in your brain, and most people can't resist it. And so that's the thing. They do this for profit. They're not doing it because they care about animals.
Right.
That's not why they're selling this stuff.
Man, so
wow.
Wow, what a story.
So you turned everything around with your diagnosis. Then you just said,
absolutely.
You know,
so I actually was 100% raw for 2 years. I am not 100. I don't know, 50. I don't know. I don't measure it, but I think when you have a serious diagnosis like cancer or pre-cancer, the raw diet with tons of vegetables and juicing can be the most healing or the quickest. Not to say I couldn't have done it with another type of diet, but it wasn't so much that it was raw. It was that I finally got rid of all the flour and sugar and oil and salt and caffeine, and finally started eating what my body needed, fruits and vegetables. I mean, now I eat whole grains and potatoes, things like that. But I think it's what I took out that made me heal more than so much. I think, but raw food, I think, for healing is unparalleled.
Well, because you're keeping the nutrients in.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And because you're getting so many vegetables, and so yeah, and it was hard, you know. And I didn't actually lose weight when I first did this. I still managed to stay obese because I turned to things like nuts, like, and that's why I'm not against nuts. I think they're very healthy, but you know, they say, you know, once a pickle, never a cucumber. And once you've suffered from food addiction, I just can't moderate nuts. They're so good.
You don't want to stop. You don't want to stop.
Yeah.
I cannot moderate nuts.
I really can't, you know, but I can moderate potatoes for some reason. So I think everybody's different. But yeah, I mean, it's amazing the healing power of food. Food can be poison or it can be medicine. And you get to choose with every bite of food you take, which it is.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for that. So what are you sharing with us today?
Well, it's nighttime, and so we haven't had dinner yet. So I was going to make something. Actually, have a new book coming out in a couple of weeks. So I was going to make recipes from this. This is
hold it up. Hold it up.
This
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna try to zoom in on you with this. Now, this may take a second.
That's okay.
I don't know what I'm doing, and
she went away. Oh. I'm here. Are you still here? This is my third book with Glenn Mercer. Hope you guys are still there. I can't see you. I can only see me. Hello. Hello. I hope they're back. Ah, there you are.
Yeah, we wanted to zoom in on you so that they can really get a good look at the book.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So I'm going to do a few recipes for them. And
now, 1 second. Is that a cookbook?
Well, it's more than a cookbook. I contributed about 81 recipes with about 35 from my friends, but it's a book that Glenn wrote the story part, and it's about how to live long and avoid chronic illness. So there's a story and there's recipes as well.
Excellent.
So this is more his journey than mine, but I think you'll enjoy some of the recipes because these are some of my easiest recipes. So you don't have to be a chef to do them, but I'm going to make bagels, and they're not going to have any gluten or any flour. It's literally
today you're going to make bagels?
Yeah, and this is how I make them, out of Yukon Gold potatoes. And yeah, I know, it's so cool. And once you cook them, it looks like bagels. The only thing is I bought the bag of organic Yukon Gold potatoes from Trader Joe's. If I really want to impress people, I actually pick each Yukon Gold out by hand and try to find one that's like this size and round. That really fools people. But since it was just for me, I didn't worry about it. I cook my potatoes in advance.
Someone said, please say the title of the book, of the book again. I'm going to write it in the what is
it? Own your health. Own your health.
And who's it by?
By who now?
By Chef AJ and Glenn Mercer.
And Mercer spelled MERZER.
MERZER. Yeah. He co-wrote a lot of books, like one called The Mad Cowboy with Howard Lyman. The idea of the book is that you can take control of your health destiny with these choices that we make with food every day.
Perfect. Thank you, sweetheart.
Of course. So I like to batch cook anyway, just so I always have food to eat, whether it's rice or potatoes or sweet potatoes. So you don't have to necessarily do this in advance, but the really cool thing about it is if you cook the potatoes in advance and chill them. Well, I'm using a machine called an air fryer. When you chill the potatoes after cooking them and then cook them again, you create something called resistant starch. And I learned about this from a lot of the doctors, that for our microbiome, it's a better way to eat a potato is to cook it, to chill it, and then to cook it again. But for I found this out accidentally when I was traveling. And I had potatoes and I never got to eat them, and I didn't want to throw them away, and they look kind of mushy. So I put them in the air fryer and I go, wow, these are crisper than ever. It just does something. But the thing is you want to start with a cooked potato, definitely not a raw potato. So let
me ask you a question. So is that similar to when you buy French fries in the bag when it's already kind of cooked? And then you recook it again when they get them real crispy? I don't know.
I think so. It's sort of like twice baked. Charles, can you lower this so they can see where I'm cutting? So I just take my potato and I literally just cut it in half. And I have this little thing that it's a corer like you would use on an apple. And I'm just going to push it in to make the hole of my bagel.
Oh my gosh.
And again, like this is not a perfectly round one. And I would normally take the time to do that. Now, what's going to make it taste like a bagel is this seasoning that I get at Sprouts. You can also get it on Amazon, and it is called Everything Bagel
Everything
Crunch.
Bagel. Yes, I've seen that.
Yeah, and it comes salt-free and not salt-free. And then I'm going to just put a little in my little dish
Someone's
here.
asking why Yukon yellow potatoes.
Because they look the most like a bagel and they're creamier. I don't know. It just works. It just works. It just looks like a bagel. See?
That does look like a bagel.
And the seasoning, and so once you cook them, it tastes like a toasted bagel, literally.
Wow. Thanks, AJ.
It's the coolest thing. I love this recipe. So I'll just do a few more. And it's very, very easy. And then these little pieces will be my tater tots, which I'll do something. I'll roll those in the seasoning as well. But I'm actually going to show you another variation that works just as well. So you just kind of dip it in. I think the cooking in advance and the chilling also helps this stick to it better.
I just love it.
It's so good. And then
someone's asking, does it work with mashed purple sweet potatoes?
Well, the technique of doing this in air frying does, but I don't know if I'd want to put this particular seasoning on a purple potato. I mean, I think what I like about the Yukon Gold is it's a very buttery but neutral tasting potato, and so when you think about it, bagel by itself doesn't have much flavor. It's the seasoning and what you put on it. So I mean, you could definitely try another potato. I haven't, but that doesn't mean it wouldn't work or be good. So. Again, if you're just doing this,
I can't wait to try this because it's when you want to have something new, I have go-to foods.
Yeah,
and
nice about this is so many people can't have gluten these days, so there's no gluten in there. And then I can just take my little pieces and roll my little pieces in here as well. So these will make like little tater tots. But I want to show you some other things you can do with these cooked potatoes. So again, if you eat salt, you can get these with salt. But this company called Spice Hunter has wonderful salt-free buns. This is a Mexican seasoning. This one where the label came off is a fajita blend. And so another really fun thing to do is to make what I call smashed fajita potatoes. You take the same potato, you cut it in half, but this time you take this part of your hand and you kind of press it down. So you create kind of like cracks. And what this does is those cracks get so crispy. I don't know why, but you do this with as many potatoes as you want. And I'm going to show you some different seasonings. So you smash it. So I call these smashed fajita potatoes.
That's so cute.
Oh, and they're so good. I mean, these are great for company, and these are great. Oh, this one would have been a perfect bagel. And these are great for appetizers. So smash it. You don't want to smash
fajita.
Yeah, well, because I'm going to use fajita seasoning. Now, you don't want to smash it so much that it breaks into smithereens, but because when you cook it in an air fryer, which I'm going to do at 400 degrees for about 30 minutes, and so then you just take whatever seasoning you want, and you don't need a lot because these are very kind of pungent seasonings. So I'm going to do half with the Mexican and half with the fajita. And again, any seasoning you like, you can do. And then now you're gonna excuse me for 1 second, talk amongst yourself, and I'm gonna go pop these in the air fryer, and I'll be right back.
Okay, well, if you can hear me, Tanya May says, this woman, along with Dr. Goldhammer and high carb Hannah, are the reason I lost over 100 pounds. Thank you.
That's fantastic.
Oh, that's wonderful.
If she likes Dr. Goldhammer, he's doing a live Q&A on my show Wednesday at what time is it? It's going to be at 2 p.m. Pacific time. I do a show like you guys. I do it every day, 7 days a week. Babette's been on it, and it's a lot of fun.
Put down the information. What is your show? Where can they find it?
Yeah, they can find it on both Facebook and YouTube every single day. It's and what happened is I started doing it during the pandemic, really just to kind of check in with people, and because so many people wanted to be on, I ended up doing sometimes 2 and 3 shows a day since March 21st, and I'm booked now till March 21st of next year.
Wow. So Chef AJ, so Facebook, YouTube, what time?
The show is always at 11 a.m. Pacific time, 7 days a week, but occasionally I do a second episode later in the day.
And the show is just called In the Kitchen with
Well, I title each episode the name of the episode. I call the show Chef AJ Live, but if you go to my YouTube page, Chef AJ, it's the name. Like when Babette was on, it was Chef Babette Cooks. I think you made a creamy mushroom chowder, that kind of thing. So it's it's not 100% vegan guests, but it's almost always. It's basically people that are doing great things in the world. So like today I had Genesis Butler on, and I'll have I'll have Dr. Goldhammer on.
Right.
And a lot of chefs come on and do demos, which is actually really nice. So I want to make you one of my favorite desserts, and this could be raw, except that I sometimes put a little oats in for creaminess. And I don't live in LA anymore. I live in Indio, California, which is 21 miles east of Palm Springs. So this is the desert.
I love India. I was just down there.
It's so nice. And Indio is the date capital of the world. And when we moved here, they had these things called date shakes that they're famous for. But everywhere we went, the date shake either had dairy or sugar. And I don't want dairy and I don't want sugar. So we finally found a juice place that would make it without it. It was $10, and I'm like, my husband was getting them every day. I said, this has got to stop. I'll figure it out. So I did. So I'm going to make the desert date shake, and I'm going to show you 2 fun variations. But the first thing we're going to do is make our own non-dairy milk, which is not only easy, but much cheaper than buying in a box, healthier and delicious. So we start with some water. I've got 2 cups of water, and I'm going to make cashew milk because that's my favorite. I started using this product because it's really clean. You can get 10% off with my name, Chef AJ. This is called Joy. JOI, which stands for just one ingredient, and it comes in organic almond or organic cashew. And the thing that's nice about this is you can customize how rich you want. They recommend 1 tablespoon per cup of water. If you want to use more, you can use more. If you want to use less. You could say, well, why can't I just buy cashew butter or almond butter? You can, but I don't know how they do this, but they have some process where this is shelf stable and doesn't need refrigeration. But what I really liked about this product is when I made almond milk this way or cashew milk, it always separates. This doesn't separate. I don't know why.
Coconut milk, all that separates.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe you know what? Because you have a restaurant, I'm going to see if I can get them to send you a sample, Babette.
Yeah, I'd love to check it out.
This might be something, especially the cashew milk tastes so good. But it's so easy because all you do is you blend it for like 30 seconds and boom.
Wow.
And you get
milk. It couldn't be easier. Wow. And it lasts in the refrigerator for quite some time. I think I just interviewed the guy. I think it's like 9 days. Now I'm going to take a cup of this aside because I'm going to use it for another recipe.
Wow.
But look how creamy this is. And
it's creamy and beautiful.
It looks just like the real stuff. However, it doesn't have any of the stuff that you don't want that's in boxed milk. I'm hosting a gastrointestinal health summit starting November 14th. It's free online for 9 days. And a lot of the GI doctors say that when you buy the milk in the box, it often contains something called emulsifiers, which are not good for our tummies. And so whether you buy this company, you want to make your own. You don't want, if you buy it, you want it to have 2 ingredients, soybeans and water, period. But when you make your own, you don't have all the packaging. So I'm going to start with a cup of milk. I just need to grab my bananas over here. So now if I was going to make the date shake for just drinking it, I would use frozen bananas, but I'm going to make it into popsicles. So it's not as important that the bananas be frozen. Yeah. Always use the ripest bananas you can because they're going to be your sweetener. And I always use the largest ones I can. These are organic ones from one of the stores. Did you know that if you peel a banana from the bottom, it doesn't break? And supposedly that's what monkeys do. I don't understand why, but when you peel it the other way, it doesn't break. But when you peel it this way, I don't know who figured that
out. Okay, that is a tidbit for sure.
This was worth the price of admission. I don't know who figured that out, but it's pretty cool. So I've got my bananas.
2 bananas in there, right? 2
bananas. 2 bananas, 1 cup of milk. Now, I've got to grab my dates. But okay, so when I have a recipe that I love and I make over and over, whether it's a soup or a shake, I save my jars. So like when this spice is done, I'm going to wash it in the dishwasher. And I measure everything out in advance. It's just easier. And so what this is in here is 1/4 cup of gluten-free oats. If you want to keep it raw, leave it out. But what the oats do is it creates kind of this creaminess that just makes the shake real creamy. It's got a teaspoon of chia seeds. It's got a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/8 teaspoon of nutmeg. And the most important ingredient is vanilla powder. Now, a lot of people don't want to splurge for vanilla powder because it's expensive. Yes. If you don't put it in, or if you use vanilla extract, it's going to taste like a banana shake. We want to highlight the dates, which I forgot to grab from my pantry, which I'm getting right now.
And look, I don't want you to forget to do the blender dance.
Oh yeah, that they do on Jane. So I'm using organic medjool dates, and 3 is enough for my palate. Some people might need 4, but I like for if I'm doing like recipes like a salad dressing, I don't care. But for dessert, the medjools, as you know, the juiciest, the sweetest.
Right.
So we're putting 3 dates in, and what's nice is you just don't have to measure. So the thing of, okay, so how I got into vanilla powder was like this. When I was the pastry chef at Sante Restaurant, we couldn't use vanilla extract because it had alcohol in it. And we had a lot of celebrities that were in AA
And the program.
and they couldn't have that. And so we also didn't want to use the alcohol-free because it had the alcohol-free had sugar in it. And so we used vanilla beans, which are very, very expensive. But what vanilla powder is, I can show you what it looks like. It's basically ground vanilla beans, and it is expensive, but you don't need that much for it to be potent. This is not the only brand. This is just the brand that I have right now. So basically, this is your desert date shake, which is delicious. If you're going to drink it as a shake, obviously you want to use the bananas frozen and maybe add some ice. But we're going to make the popsicles. But here's a variation that will knock your socks off. So we can't have caffeine for various reasons, my husband and I, but that doesn't mean we don't enjoy the taste of coffee now and then. And so this stuff called Dandy Blend, it makes this taste like, I remember when I did eat ice cream before, coffee ice cream was always my favorite flavor. And so we're going to put in 2 tablespoons of this Dandy Blend. And so now,
Dandy, you said Dandy Blend?
yeah, dandy, like it's very dandy.
Oh, wow.
And what this is going to do is this is going to make this taste like a coffee shake. So I'm going to blend it.
There's so many, no
This
matter
is
how
so
long
cool.
you've eaten a certain way, there's so many things you just don't know and you learn about.
Exactly.
Every week I learn something different. I mean,
Thank
Dandy
you.
Blend. Well, I don't like coffee, so, but
Yeah.
this whole shake sounds delicious. Everything,
Right.
and popsicles, like I have
Right.
in my fridge when I want something at nighttime. Are you
So,
kidding
yeah.
me?
This is so yummy. And if you don't like coffee, then make it without the coffee. But this cool little thing you can get, in different stores and Amazon. What you're going to do, because I have some finished ones to show you, is we are going to just pour it into the popsicle mold. Can you get this down a little bit so they can see what I'm doing? I'm using the funnel so that I don't go over. Oh, this is so good, especially even if the weather's not hot, they're so good. And they're very good even made with the original. We only started doing the coffee variation recently when somebody gave us a bag of this and I said, I don't want that. And then I'm like, oh yeah, now I do. It's so good. You feel it's like a grown-up popsicle. But this mold is great.
AJ. Thank you.
This mold is great even just for making fruit popsicles where you just blend some mango maybe or some cherries. And it's just so fun. And then you don't have to have all the sugar. So this usually makes about 6 or 7. And if it makes a beverage, it makes 1 to 2 servings depending on how much you drink. Oh, maybe it'll make 8 today. So I got there's 50 popsicle sticks come with the mold. And you can get refills on Amazon. But this is the funniest thing, that a box of 2,000 was cheaper than 50. And so now I think I'll have enough popsicle sticks to last
a very long time.
That's
like
so
literally,
nice.
like I just hope that that they last until I die. Because I mean, that's a lot of popsicle sticks, 2,000. But I'm telling you, the price was cheaper. So now what I do.
Tanya wants to know, are these recipes in the new book?
Yes, they absolutely are in the new book because I decided to do all recipes from the new book tonight. So yep. It should be out in a couple weeks. Perfect. So then I take this little thing, I put it on top, and then you take.
Can you go down? Yeah, there we go.
And I'm going to show you what the finished one.
Cool.
I have finished one in the freezer already, so I'm going to show you what that looks like. And it's
then when
just
this freezes, you
so
take the
yummy.
top off and then pull it down.
Yeah, you just push it out actually from the bottom. And because silicone, nothing sticks, you literally just push it up from the bottom and it comes right out. And I would say, overnight, these will be ready probably in less than overnight. But if you just wait till the next day, and you can make them in other molds as well. So let me show you what the finished one looks like because I have them in my freezer.
I know, I want some of that, don't you?
So look, I keep these in a Ziploc freezer bag. And they are so.
Oh, stop it!
I'm telling you, it's my grandmother used to call this a taste thrill. I don't know why this is so good, but it's so good. So I'm going to stick these in the freezer now, and I'm going to wash my blender real quick so I can show you I couldn't decide if I should do the lemon poppy seed dressing or the sweet and smoky. So I'm going to do the sweet and smoky. And
sweet and smoky.
Yeah, exactly. Well, because
Chef AJ.
because that's you guys. One of you is sweet and one of you is smoky, right?
And then we flip it. Well, Tiffany Smith, what is she saying here? Oh, wow. I'm constantly learning so much and having fun learning. Thank you. Thank you, Tiffany Smith Herndon. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Oh, wow.
Rinse this blender out.
That sounds good. I've got to go home and make something.
Yeah, sweet and smoky. So this is a great salad over greens. It's great over sweet potatoes. So we're going to start. I pre-measured my ingredients already. And the reason this is in a bottle of lime juice is because I didn't have any lime, so I used some bottled organic lime juice. Let's see, it's a half a cup of lime juice, it's a cup of water, and it's 4 ounces of dates. Now for this, I used the Medjool.
You know what, we're not putting down the recipes because the recipes are in the new book. So if they look as delicious as they do to us, you're going to get your book. And then you have the recipes.
Thank you. So I've got this in here now. I've just got to add my spices. I've got some smoked paprika, which is way different. Of course.
I'm not to cut you off. What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
You know, I think, believe it or not, I'm going to do my show live that day, and I've brought together about 6 chefs, and we're all going to cook Thanksgiving dinner together.
Okay, and so how about this? How about I come and sit at the counter and be like a test everything?
It's so funny that you say that because we actually have a counter here with 6 seats.
Okay, Chef AJ, come on.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Because I'll be there. I'll go down to Indigo.
What day are you taping the show?
Thanksgiving.
So what we're gonna do is anybody that's on my mailing list, we're gonna send them the recipes the week before, or not the recipes. We're gonna send them the ingredients so they can buy it and they can cook with us.
Kind of like what we're doing on the 15th.
Yeah. So we have. And because I follow sort of a more strict diet because of my health history, a la Dr. Alan Goldhammer, no sugar, oil, salt. I've got, who have I got? The chefs that are doing it. I've Chef Ramses Bravo from True North making a recipe, and Carol Levy from New York. So everybody's taking a course. And they're all going to,
I am serious. I take COVID tests. I'm free. I'm healthy. I will come and sit there and just, you don't even know. I'm already there in my mind at the table.
Do you go to Agape?
Who?
Yeah, you did.
I did. No, but
I think I saw you there once.
Well, you, honey.
I used to go there, and I directed Brenda Lee. I don't know if you used to know Brenda Lee Eger there.
The singer. I'm talking like 20, 30 years ago.
But you also went to Reverend C's church.
Oh my God.
That's where you probably saw me from.
Oh my God,
that City of Angels.
So, do you know Linda Logan?
Yes,
all the time. I just talked to her yesterday. I mean, I talk to Linda Logan every day. Every day.
You know, Linda Logan married me.
You're the one. Oh my gosh. Okay,
Linda Logan. We just took
back here. She's back.
Yeah,
here.
She lives in Riverside now.
I know. I just went to see her last week. She's
my God.
She's like my. She's like my mother, auntie, spiritual person. I talk to her all the time, text her all day long.
We love her. We just took stand-up comedy with her. She just performed for the first time.
Yeah. Oh my God. So okay. This is such a small world.
It's a small world. We love it. How can we get her to go vegan? It's not going to help, is it?
Yeah,
at this point? Yeah.
No.
80's never too late, right?
Nope, it's nothing's ever too late.
Amazing.
I just saw her and I was like, Linda, you look exactly the same.
She's beautiful. Exactly. I had her on the show. Yeah, I love Linda Logan. Well, I'll send her this and I'll say, hey, we talked about you. I knew you from somewhere. So my seasoning, smoked paprika, way different than regular, a little bit of chipotle powder and some chia seeds. Chia seeds are great because they just thicken everything up nicely. And you don't want salad dressing so thick that it won't come out of the bottle, but you want it thick enough so that it will stick to the leaf. So once again, I'm going to blend.
Oh my God, this is making me so hungry. Can you just leave everything out? How long does it take to get to India?
Probably at this time of day, maybe 2 hours and 20 minutes. So
oh my gosh.
I love balsamic vinegar. And what I do is I save the bottles. And then I can use the bottles again for my homemade dressings. There we go. I want to say this is somewhat like a French dressing, but not exactly, because it's
It
more like
looks
a
like a French
Southwestern.
dressing. That's what
French
it looks like
dressing.
French. Yeah.
I
It's
love
just
the addition of the smoky paprika.
yeah, it's got more of a Southwestern flair. So I just put this in the bottle, and then I have dressing for the week. And I always have a salad in my refrigerator that's chopped. And you know what? Once you learn to make dressing, it's not that hard, and it's just so much better than bottle dressing. So the last recipe I'm going to do, and really I set these recipe up just based on, what we have going on in our house. Charles, my husband, likes oatmeal in the morning after he eats his greens. First he eats greens. We eat vegetables for breakfast, and then he eats oatmeal.
Too. I eat kale every morning.
Yeah, good for you. So what I'm going to do now is make some easy overnight oats, and I've got my oats already. This recipe is so easy because it's just the number 2. I've got 2 cups of oats. I've got 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of chia seeds for thickening. Where's my 2 cups of berries? I like to use the frozen organic little berries from Trader Joe's because they turn the whole thing purple and they disperse better. And then 2 cups of liquid. It can be any liquid. It can be water. It can be non-dairy milk. It can be juice. My husband likes things a little sweet, so we're going to use 1 cup of the non-dairy milk plus
Tom, I can't reach over, honey.
1 cup of organic apple juice. But again, you could do it all juice, all non-dairy milk, all water. And what's nice about this recipe is you can actually travel with this, meaning that you could actually put in a Ziploc. Who travels? But when we used to travel, you could take a Ziploc bag with oats and cinnamon and chia seeds and dried fruit. And then when you got to your hotel room, either water or little boxes of plant milk. And so you just put the liquid ingredients in, and then you mix it up. Now, it's going to take a few hours to thicken. Chia seeds actually turn everything into almost a pudding-like consistency. So when he takes this out of the jar in the morning, he can eat this hot, cold, or room temperature. This will be nice and thick. So even though this is a breakfast, it's also could really actually be a dessert. This thing just makes it a little bit easier to put it in. So I can carefully pour this in. It's easier to get it in the jar when you use this little funnel. And you don't have to use berries, but berries are nice because they're small. But I've done this with cherries for him, and I've also done it with fresh fruit. It doesn't have to be frozen fruit. But the thing is for people struggling to eat healthy, the number 1 tip I can give them is to do some kind of batch cooking. Because if you have this in your refrigerator when you wake up, you don't have to worry about. And look, how long did that take?
Gorgeous.
Yes.
It's delicious.
Check this out. Bonita, what is it, McCulley?
Hold on, I'll put it up to the thing. Hold on, so we can read it. Yeah,
She says, "This is a great motivation. I'm about to start my vegan journey." You see what you're doing, Chef AJ?
Oh, thank you. You'll love it, I swear, because the coolest people are vegan. I think some of the nicest people I've ever met.
Because we're not clogged up.
Oh, you know what, Babette? I had on my show Jasmine Leyva this week, and she said you were her inspiration because she came into the restaurant and you were a little bit older than her, and she said, "Oh my God, this woman looks like this." And so, yeah,
JJ, you're so sweet. You're a little bit older than her.
Well, I mean, because she isn't she like 20 or something? I don't know. 20.
She's a baby, but she's got a great. Isn't that a great documentary?
Oh, I loved it. I loved it so much.
Too. I loved it too. Yeah, she's a great guest, I'm sure. I missed that.
And she said that you were her inspiration to go going vegan.
I think the greatest thing about what we are all doing, whatever level of it, whether it's for animals or whether it's for, so many, like the Dr. Terry Mason was on last week, was talking about how he was a steak a day man. And
hey, two.
Oh,
can I say that?
Yeah, okay. You can on our show.
Okay, so I love Babette and I love Terry Mason, and when we do speaking events, when we're not in front of the public, we really like to have fun. And so we were sitting in the back of a car. We were being driven by a driver, and Dr. Doug Lyle was in front. This is when we did a job for Dr. Baxter Montgomery, and Terry was in the middle of me and Babette. And I said, "Hey, look, it's 2 hoes and a bro."
Yeah, we were cracking up at that last week. 2 hoes and a bro. Sound like a song.
And
that was
he loved it because he remembered it.
He remembered
he's a great guy. I love him so much.
Yeah, but the thing I was trying to say is that, I think one of the reasons people like coming on our show, coming on your show, and shows like this is that like Dr. Mason said, we're not here to convert you into anything. We're just here to give you information. And when you hear stories from people who have had illnesses and challenges, and like our young girl, God, I can't think of her name. Anyway, she was the one who was 31 and was walking with a cane and a walker, at 31. And then she turned her diet around. She didn't even know what she was about to do. But that, food and all this, learning and knowledge can help you feel better and change your life. For me, that's what it's about. You can eat what you want to eat. I have no control. I'm not here to try to convince you. Whatever you need to do, you do. I'm going to take care of me and hope I'm an example to you. When I first met Babette, we were singing on the City of Angels choir. Yeah. And that's how we know each other from that long ago. And I remember when she was 47 at the time.
Oh my gosh.
She was sitting behind me and I heard her tell someone, "Oh, I'm 47. And I went, 47? Okay, 47. And I said, okay, I'm going to do what you do, whatever you did. But I had already stopped eating meat. I stopped eating meat back in 79.
That's great.
And my reasons, like people know now, is just because I had a cute boyfriend who didn't eat meat. So, you follow the cute boyfriend.
That's right.
But but I felt better. You know what I mean? So I just kind of stuck with it. But I don't really, I would love people to turn around because they look at me and go, wow, she's this age now and she's, feeling good and looking good. And she still has the same energy she did when she was 20, and no medication. But go ahead, hon.
No, I think it makes a difference what you eat. I mean, yes, there's some people that are genetically blessed, but even especially as you age, what you eat does make a difference, not just to how you feel, but really to how you look.
Oh, it's so true.
Oh my God, you would love this thing. There's this little video on the True North website where they show the difference I've got to send it to you, where they show the difference of people aging, whether they eat healthy or not. And it's like a split screen where this guy in one screen, he's putting his tie on, the other screen, he's putting his oxygen on. It's like it's the most compelling video you'll ever see. And the thing is it's not that you have to necessarily live long. You just want to live well and not die in the slow, painful, way with agony, with tubes, like
it's quality.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, all my parents, the reason I went vegan or stayed vegan for sure is that I saw everyone in my family die of really what are preventable diseases, heart disease, cancer, diabetes. And they were slow and painful deaths. They weren't like quick deaths. And, from what I understand, most vegans just kind of go to sleep one night and don't wake up when they're when their time is up,
Right.
So is your husband vegan as well, obviously?
Yes, he's helping me with this broadcast. He's definitely vegan. I don't think I could be
sweetheart with that camera. I love it.
So was he always, did he go when you went or what?
No, so when we start, it's funny because now that I'm 60, and not that I ever want to, I hope I never have to date again. I always tell him if he really loves me, then please let me die first. I don't want to have to go through that. But if I ever were in the dating game, I would not even date somebody that's not vegan. I don't want to kiss somebody that's not vegan. No. But I met him when I was 32 and he wasn't vegan yet, but I did say, hey, if we ever get married, if we have kids, they're vegan and the house is vegan, you can do what you want outside the house. Well, guys are lazy. So how often is he going to do something like that? But what happened to him is in 2001, 6 years after we got married, he heard Dr. John McDougall speak, and so did my sister, and they both went vegan the next week. That's
nice. Yeah. That made it easy. That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and plus he's married to a chef. Like, what's he going to do? I mean, he can't make anything, as good as me. And the food is so delicious. I think the struggle that people have is, like I said, they're so addicted to these pleasure trap foods, whether they're vegan or not, that like the kind of food that I make, it's really kind of simple. It's made out of ingredients. It's not really complicated, but your taste does adjust. You neuroadapt. Yes. Your palate becomes cleaner, and then you actually not just like these foods, but love them and appreciate them because they really are delicious.
Yeah. You're so incredible. I learned so much from you. I always have whenever we've worked on shows together, because I always tell people, they started calling me chef because I have a restaurant, but I don't even hold a knife right. So it's like I learned so much from you all, and the way that you make everything seem so simple. So Terrah and I promise all of you that when we come to you on the 15th of November, we will be as organized and make things look as easy as Chef AJ just made all this stuff.
Or not. We can't even get the name of our show right. So let's just.
That's true. Hey, the secret is a 3-word French phrase, mise en place, and I'm sure you've heard it, Babette. It just have everything ready. You know,
And you know what? That's the one thing
Yeah, and
that
you
I
do,
did
you
learn.
do.
I did learn that working with you guys. I have everything always measured out. I have everything all together. But I love that you have a camera person that can, when you say, pan in on that, get that for me. I
I'm
love
usually
that.
Well,
let
that's
me
Charles.
what is that, Chef AJ?
No, I was going to say, just like the fact that I had measured out
I
all the
love
spices.
that.
I didn't just do one, I did 10 of these. And
I
then,
love
you know,
that.
so having things ready, because it's very frustrating if you have to run here and there and everywhere. So getting things, taking the time at the beginning on the front end makes recipes go easier on the back end.
So did you go to culinary school and all of that?
I did. I went to a raw vegan culinary school called Living Light. That was in Fort Bragg, California in 2003. And I was raw at the time. So that's why I went to a raw culinary school.
But prior to that, that was not your world, as being a chef.
No, I was an activity director. The reason I went to culinary school was because when I got rid of the polyps in my colon just by being raw for 6 months, I said the food has to taste better, because it was just kind of not very good, you know. Yeah. So I had to learn how to cook. I had no idea I was going to become a chef because I had another job in the corporate world, but this is so much funner, and I'm helping more people.
Yeah, and you're good at it, honey. So,
Patricia Campana. I'm sorry.
Campana is the name of the street I live on. Campana, it means bell in Spanish.
Oh, how funny is that? See, well, I was supposed to. I am 73 vegan. Had bariatric surgery in 2012, and so healthy.
Best decision ever.
Well, good for you. Yes,
Patricia.
Yes. You know, it's just so. If you could explain it to people how you feel, I mean, I can't even tell you. That's all. I can't even tell you how I feel. I'm not having eaten meat in all those years.
You know, AJ, I don't even have a primary care physician. I don't even have.
Wow.
That's
amazing.
I know but it really is the lifestyle, and it's understanding what you just said, making sure that you're making your food your medicine. Whatever it is you need to heal, you can heal it through your food.
You know, if there was one good thing about the pandemic, it's that not every, but almost every plant-based doctor everywhere does telemedicine now. And in the past, not everybody could find a plant-based doctor, and maybe they don't have one in their town, but almost all of them now can see you like this. And I found one actually. He's in Riverside, where Linda Logan lives, and he's a lifestyle medicine doctor, unbelievable. Wayne Dysinger, and he headed up Loma Linda's lifestyle medicine, and I only registered with him because I want him on my team. I wasn't sick or anything, but it's nice to have somebody in your corner that understands, you know, lifestyle medicine.
Right.
Wow, that's great to know, because I know so many people are always asking me, oh, who do I go to? I want to find someone that's not just going to fill me with antibiotics and blah, 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 blah.
Well, in LA, you want to go to Roy Artal. He's at Cedars. He's vegan, primary.
What's his name?
His name is Dr. Roy Artal. Maybe you'll have him on the show. He's a doctor. Yeah, A-R-T-A-L. Roy Artal. And his website is D-R-A-R-T-A-L, Dr. Roy Artal. It's Cedars. And he's a primary care physician and also board certified in sleep and pulmonary. And he's 100% vegan.
Love it.
So it's DRARTAL.com?
Yeah, that's his website, DRARTAL.com. And he does take insurance. And he was my doctor when I was in LA, and he's really great. And you can even have him as a guest. He's very good. He lives
we have to reach out to him. We love that.
Thank you.
I think, you know.
AJ, if you can recommend anybody else that might be great for the show, you know, hit me up. Let me know.
Oh my God. Well, because I've just, let's see, I estimate I've interviewed close to 250 people since March. So I've got great people. Yeah. Oh my God. And especially if you want
to get Dr. What's his name that I've been trying to get on there? Oh, I love Milton Mills.
Okay, let's text him right now.
I would love to get Doctor on the show.
Hold on. Let's call him right now.
Let's see. Are you kidding me? I love you,
Is our food still out in the
Yeah, I'm gonna get it out of the air fryer. Hold on. This will be great.
Where's our food? She can't even eat it.
I know, but I want to see it and I want to dream.
Hold on. It's possible he works night shift. Let's get Milton on.
AJ's the best.
I know.
Hey, Milton?
Oh, hi, Chef. Hi, AJ.
Hey, listen, I'm on a live show right now, and do you know who Chef Babette is?
Chef Babette. I've heard the name. I'm not sure exactly why. What's up?
Well, she's really pretty. You're on speakerphone, by the way. She wants you on her show. She was just talking to me, and I said I'm going to call. She's really, really beautiful. She's 70, but she looks 30. You must have heard of her at some point, Chef Babette.
No, I definitely have heard of her. Yeah.
Okay, well, her show is every Sunday at 6 o'clock, and they would love for you to be a guest.
That's right. Sunday Bites and Tidbits.
Oh, okay.
We'll reach out to you again.
Well, I have her contact me via email.
Okay.
And I'll look at the schedule. And how long is the show?
It's a 1 hour show it's 6 o'clock Pacific time.
On Sundays.
6 o'clock.
On Sunday. So for you, it'd be 9 to 10 on Sunday.
Okay. All right.
All right. I'll have her email you. Thanks, Milton. All right. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yay.
Yep.
Thank you, AJ. We love
Okay.
you.
Now you got to get me John Sally, and I'm
Yes,
going to go show you.
I owe you.
That's right. I got you, Milton. You get me John. Let me show you. Oh, my God. These are unbelievable.
Oh,
Look
let's
at these.
see.
Oh, my God. These look so good.
Oh, my God.
So we've got the bagels. We've got the tater tots.
I want those.
These are so crispy, and you can put salsa on them. Or oh my God! I mean, look at
I want that
at these.
right now.
Look how crunchy it is.
That is beautiful. AJ, so what's your air dryer? What should everybody get for an air dryer?
Well, the one I like the best is called the Breville. It's $399, but but it does everything. It's an oven. It's a roaster. It proofs yeast. It dehydrates. It toasts.
Okay,
So it's called the Breville?
The Breville. It's the Breville Smart Oven Air. If you get it at Bed Bath & Beyond for $399, you can use your 20% coupon. They say you can't, but I promise you can, at least in store. I mean, this is, you don't need oil. Look at these.
No, AJ, that's beautiful. I've got to go get the air dryer like yesterday.
Oh,
I love it.
So good.
Thank you for this.
These are
wonderful.
so good. Okay.
You guys are blessed. You've got Chef AJ on here hooking it up.
And that looks so
my
good.
gosh.
I don't even know what to do now.
I know. We're both sitting here hungry.
Anyway,
So
you'll love
do
Dr.
you put
Mills.
anything on the bagels? What do you just eat them as is, or do you put anything else?
Okay.
Like,
Well,
what would you suggest?
She's eating a hot potato.
so traditionally, Jewish people would put lox in cream cheese.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And so even when I ate meat, I didn't really eat lox. So when I used to eat bagels,
No. She froze. Why does this happen almost always about the same time?
I don't know what happened.
Oh, there she goes. So when you eat bagels, what happened? We lost you.
We
froze.
lost you, honey.
so you can put on cream cheese, vegan cream cheese, like Miyoko's, right?
Yeah.
Believe it or not, salsa is really good on them.
Okay.
Pico de gallo salsa. Like
Cool.
I sometimes I don't always make everything myself, even though I should. But at Sprouts, you can get a pico de gallo that has nothing in it but tomato, onion, jalapeno, and cilantro. There's no anything else, and this is actually very good on the bagels too. But I'm telling you, just plain with nothing. Oh,
you hooked us
so
up
good.
today, sweetheart.
Oh my gosh.
This has been an amazing.
Well, and now where can
time.
everyone find you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think the place that I'm most is YouTube, because I'm there every day doing 1 or 2 shows, and it's just my name, Chef AJ. I'm not quite as active on Facebook or Instagram, and I don't even understand how Twitter works, but I'm on it. So I've got a mailing list. If you go to Chef AJ website, we send out recipes, things like that. Tell you who's going to be on the show. Chef AJ website. It's my name plus the word website.
Right.
Chef. Yeah, Chef AJ website. And but check me out on YouTube, like 11 o'clock at Pacific time every day. We do a show live. If you're live, you can ask questions. Otherwise, you could just watch the replays. There's one of Babette making a creamy shiitake mushroom chowder. And let's see. Yeah, a lot of people. Milton Mills was on. Terry Mason.
So question, Chef. What time is your thing on Thanksgiving?
11 o'clock.
In the morning?
Yeah, it's always 11. Yeah.
Okay, so that's Thanksgiving. Okay, so how long does it take you to get from you to Riverside?
From me to Riverside, Charles, what do you think? About an hour? About an hour. Are you going to
Okay,
go to Linda Logan's?
Because I promised I would come, but I want to come. Seriously, I want to come to you and eat.
Oh, well, maybe. Oh, well, okay. But here's the thing. We're going to eat a little later in the day. That's just the show. But yeah, maybe you can bring Linda Logan with you.
Well, maybe. And you know what?
If she's not,
I know that might be fun.
She doesn't like her family that much anyway, right? I'm just kidding. They're never going to watch this. It's not that they don't like her. It's just that we love her more. That's all.
Okay, that's a fall over the chair moment. That's a fall over the chair moment. Anyway, no, they're not going to watch it.
Yeah. Anyway.
How come I know you said two hoes in a bro? Because I can already. Yeah. Where are you from originally? From here?
Chicago. I was born near Terry Mason, the south side of Chicago. We moved here in 1971.
Okay, so you got some, you got
Girl,
some
you are a mess. You are a mess.
That's right. Oh my God. You know who you have to have on the show he's still from the south side of Chicago, Dr. Edwin McDonald. And he is a GI doctor who's also a chef, and you're going to love him.
Okay, so can you help me out?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
we gotta get.
We're going John Sally again.
He's got long dreads. You're gonna love this guy, Dr. Edwin McDonald. You're gonna love him. So I got some really good guests.
So Terry Mason's having a birthday party next year.
Are you going?
Well, he didn't invite me yet. Is it going to be his 70th?
No, because he hasn't set it up yet. I invited myself. Yeah. So you gonna come?
Well, so I'll go. I love Terry Mason.
We should all.
He's gonna be 70 next year, right?
It's gonna be a 70s party. So anyway.
Well, today is the birthday of another very nice plant-based doctor in Florida named Dr. Frank Sabatino, and he's 70 today.
Oh, really?
Wow,
yeah, he'd be a great guest too. He's Italian. He's really nice.
Okay, Italian. Hey,
okay, that sounds personal.
He's really cute. He's really cute.
Anyway, we are at our hour, and we have none of your food to try. This is very.
I have enjoyed you so much today.
Thank you.
Great to get the book, guys. Make sure you go to her page and get her book because I'm gonna get it. Hold up 1 second. Hold it. I'm gonna pull us. I'll pull you in because this takes me 6 years. I don't have a hubby like you.
Alex, hi.
I know, but hold on, people.
There she is. Oh.
No, her.
There she is.
Sweating.
Real quick.
There we go.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you
much.
so much.
We said hey and thank you. We love you. You've been the best.
I'll be in touch with you.
You got to come back and see us again, sweetie.
Yeah. Do you want to know how small the world is?
Yeah.
O.C. Smith's son, Robert.
Yeah.
I guess he's a singer or something. His manager lives 2 doors away from me.
Stop it. You know Robbie Smith, right?
I know her. I haven't talked to her in a long time, but I sure know her. Yeah.
You know what? I'll talk to her tomorrow, and I'm going to let her know you said, hey.
You know that we named our house O.C.?
No.
Because to me, that just means prosperity. Well,
you know what? We're going to say goodbye to everyone, and we can talk offline.
Okay.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Chef, stay really quick.
Bye.
Stay, AJ.
Stay, AJ. You stay. We're gonna say goodbye to everyone, and then we will see you guys next week.
And thanks for being here today.
And I hope you guys
you can hear them.
Great recipes and AJ and Chef AJ. She was informative to me. I'm gonna go try to make my potatoes.
We gotta make those
right away. We may even have some for Thanksgiving.
I think we should bring them for Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
we need to get our air fryer.
Yeah, and try some different recipes.
We'll do that in honor of AJ.
Yes, right. So thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you all next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, what do we do? See, the beginning and the end is never going to be any different.
Man, what a great show.
Yes, it was. Are we off air and broadcast? No, we still live. Stop. I'm ending.